Hi everyone! We're going to finish the Pesach story. Now remember, we're still in Mitzrayim, in Egypt. And who's our mean king? King Paro. Remember our mean king, King Paro? Now, the last thing we learned was that Hashem sent Moshe, and he said, Moshe, you have to tell Paro, let my people go. And Paro said, no, 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 I will not let them go. No, 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 I will not let them go. So Hashem said, okay, we're going to punish Paro. How is Hashem going to punish Paro? Hashem sent Paro and all of Mitzrayim and all of Egypt 10 makot, 10 punishments. 10 makot, the makot 10. The Mitzrayim were punished again and again. 10 makot, the makot 10. The Mitzrayim were punished again and again. Count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. 10 makot. So let's see what punishments Hashem sent Paro and Mitzrayim. Did Hashem put them in a timeout? No. Let's see what Hashem did. We have our little board right over here so you could see. You see these are 10 pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see what we got. The first thing Hashem did was he did all of these were miracles, okay? These aren't things that happen normal, right? They're miracles. Hashem did these special things that we could never do. All of the Egyptians' rivers, every river in Egypt, all the water in Egypt turned into, what does this red stuff look like? It's blood. Hashem turned all of the water into blood. Ew! 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 Imagine you're drinking water and it's blood. Ew! Now, did the Jewish water turn into blood? No. The Jewish people had regular water, right? The Jewish people weren't punished. Only Paro and the Egyptians, right? Paro and the Mitzrayim. That was the first punishment. And every time, and Hashem said, are you going to send them out now, the Jewish people? And Paro said, no. And Hashem sent another makkah. Let's see what the second punishment Hashem sent. What are those? Those are frogs. Don't you see all the Egyptians? These are Egyptians. These are Mitzrayim. These are Egyptians. What's jumping all over them are frogs. Now, the frogs are a fun one because the frogs were jumping everywhere. Everywhere. There were frogs on people's, look what I have right here. This is going to be a funny one. There were frogs on people's heads. Ah! There were frogs everywhere. Here, I want you to be able to see them. Ready? See the frogs on my head? I'm Paro. I'm Paro. Ready? We have a really fun song for this one. One morning when Paro awoke in his bed, there were frogs on his head, frogs on his bed, frogs on his nose, frogs on his toes, frogs here, frogs there, frogs were jumping everywhere. Again. One morning when Paro awoke in his bed, there were frogs on his head, frogs on his bed, frogs on his nose, frogs on his toes, frogs here, frogs there. Frogs were jumping everywhere. Frogs! Ah! Frogs! The frogs were jumping all over Paro. Ah! They were jumping all over Paro. And they were jumping all over the Egyptians. Did the frogs jump on the Jewish people? No, no, no. The punishments were only for Paro and for the Mitzrayim, for the Egyptians. Let's see what others. The other ones, we're going to go through them really quick, okay? Just to see what Hashem did. Then Hashem sent lice. You see this? Lice are itchy, right? We always in school, we check to make sure people don't have lice, right? Because we want to make sure that your head isn't itchy because it's annoying, right? You don't want your head to be itchy. And that's what Hashem did to the Mitzrayim. Let's see what else Hashem did. Hashem sent wild animals to scare them. And Hashem had all of their animals get hurt. All of their animals got hurt. Let's see, this is Hashem put some boils all over the Egyptians' bodies, all over the Mitzrayim. Not on the Jews. Nothing happened to the Jews, only to the Mitzrayim. Okay, this is hail. Hashem made something very scary come from the sky. It's called hail, and it was ice, but it was also fire. But was it on the Jews? No, only for Paro and for the Egyptians. Then Hashem said, what do these look like to you? Anybody know? These were grasshoppers. Grasshoppers were jumping and flying all over the Egyptians. Oh my goodness. Then Hashem made it dark. Some people are scared of the dark, right? But look at the Jewish people here. This is the Jewish people. Was it dark for the Jewish people? No. The Jewish people had light. They didn't have anything to be scared of. Just for the Egyptians. The Egyptians, it was so dark. You see, these are all miracles that Hashem did to punish Paro. The last thing was all of the oldest kids in the families, they got hurt. They got hurt. And finally, after all the 10 makot, did anything happen to the Jewish children? No. Or the Jewish mommies and daddies? No, they were safe. Everything was good for the Jews, right? Nothing scary happened to the Jewish people. Only for Paro, who was so bad and wouldn't listen to Hashem, and to the Egyptians, who were so mean and they were hurting the Jews. Remember that Egyptian that was hitting the Jew, and that's not allowed? So Hashem punished all of them with the 10 makot. 10 makot, the makot 10. The Mitzrayim were punished again and again. 10 makot, the makot 10. The Mitzrayim were punished again and again. And finally, after all 10 of the makot, finally Paro said to Moshe, get out! Get out! I don't want you here. I don't want any more makot. I don't need the Jewish people to be slaves. Get out of Mitzrayim. Go right now. Go right now. And the Jewish people did. The Jewish people were free. Everyone say yay! The Jewish people didn't have to be slaves anymore. And they all ran out of Mitzrayim, and they all ran out of Egypt. And Hashem saved the Jewish people. And that's why we have Pesach. That's why we celebrate Pesach. And we remember that what we used to be like in Mitzrayim, that we used to be slaves, but now Hashem made us free. Hashem saved us from Paro. Hashem saved us from the mean Paro and the mean Egyptians and the mean Mitzrayim, right? Hashem saved us from all of them, and now we celebrate Pesach. Now, next week, we're going to learn more about Pesach, about what we do on Pesach. This book we're going to learn a little bit about. Remember, this Haggadah. We're going to talk about the Haggadah. We're going to talk about the matzah. We're going to talk about 4 cups of grape juice. We're going to talk about all the fun things that we do on Pesach and why we do them. See you later, Nursery.